$1.6 billion without a stimulus bill and had the only 16-plane Air Force Reserve wing in the United States. You didn't need a stimulus bill. You needed somebody down there that says, we're tired of money going to New York. We're tired of it going to California. What about our people in Ohio? You see, that money's going. But you got to take care of your people. When we talk about trade, I get sick. We had a crime bill that was being debated, and the last amendment to be offered was my amendment. And listen to what the Trafficant Amendment said, because they're all talking about all these crimes and everything. The Trafficant Amendment said, it shall be a federal crime for any foreign import to have an American label put on it illegally. Now I want you to listen to this. The Trafficking Amendment said, if it's made overseas and it comes into America and someone puts a fraudulent Made in America label on it, it shall be a crime. Now all these politicians tell you how they're for the American workers. The Democrat leadership opposed me. The Republican leadership opposed me. They tried to kill it with a technicality and say it was not germane. I said, is it a crime? Does it deal with crime? And they had to allow the amendment on the floor. Both party leaders opposed me. I passed the amendment. Now it's in the House bill. Now the crime bill goes to the Senate. The Senate didn't have the Trafficking Amendment. Now there are a lot of people down there, small people, that really like me. And one of those people in the Senate called over my staff and said, they're going to throw out your boss's amendment tomorrow. He said, I'm going to give you a head up, maybe you guys can do something about it. Well, I had helped Senator Byrd, so I get Senator Byrd on the phone. I said, could you give me a hand here? He said, I'll call Senator so-and-so. I don't want to use any names. He said he's vehemently against it. He says he has a company in his state that opposes it. And he was a very powerful senator, that's all I'm going to tell you. Very powerful. He said he's opposed to it, Jim. There's nothing I could do. I called him, and he can't help you. He said, I feel bad. He said, because you've always helped me in the House. He said, but I did get the opportunity for you to be able to call him. He'll take your call. I called. He wasn't in. He called back and finally got me. And you could tell he's probably shuffling through papers, and he's giving me the courtesy, Congressman, thank you. You do a good job for your people. I have a company that's dead against this in my state, and we're going to have to remove it from the bill. There was about a 5-second pause. Dave Johnson, I want you to listen to this. Because this guy I was talking to is a Democrat. I said, Senator, I'm the son of a truck driver. But I get on TV more than you do, and I'm going to give you your license plate number, your social security number, and how you screwed the American workers. And I hung the phone up. The next day, that bill came to the House, the conference resolution came to the House, and the trafficking bill was in it. He told Senator Byrd that nobody in his career had ever talked to him like that. Who the hell does that guy think he is? And Senator Byrd says, I don't know, but you put his amendment in. And that's what it's going to take. Now, I look around here. It is not what you should just be opposing that will define your great effort. Anita Fraser and this group, the Tea Party, is a very controversial speaking engagement for a political figure. But I've never ducked controversy if, in fact, something good can happen. And I think a voice questioning these types of un-American policies can emanate from you, and you can be the beginning. And I can see a Tea Party develop in this country that might change some of this dilemma. So I want to commend you. But you know, the people who are afraid to come to meetings, either they do not have the testicles or they don't have the knowledge. And I can remember we had that great tornado back in mid-'80s. I mean, it was a terrible tornado. And Hubbard, for example, was hit very hard. They were having a big public meeting. And I got called by a lot of politicians that says, don't go to that thing. We're not going, man. They're really angry. They're not angry. I went to the meeting. And I stood there and swear to God, they were mad at me. And I got great votes in Hubbard. And then one guy said, I saw you up in a helicopter, big shot. And while you're flying around with the TV cameras, I lost my washer and dryer. He said, now what the hell were you doing in that helicopter? I said, I was over in Sharpsville looking for your washer and dryer. There's got to be a way to communicate. And everybody then laughed. And here's what I told them. There's an agency of the federal government, Federal Emergency Management Agency. And if they don't come in here and make you whole, I'll go kick them in the crotch for you. And ladies and gentlemen, they came in here and set an office up here and did what our government's supposed to do. Our government is to take care of the American people. And it's time the American people take the government back, because you do not own it anymore. You don't own it anymore. But I see the beginning of that. And I see a lot of good things happening. And I heard a lot of negative talk about President Obama. Let me caution you. President Obama was opposed by a lot of powerful interests. A lot of powerful interests didn't want him, that have controlled America for a long time. I don't know where this is going to end up, but I want to give everybody a chance. And if you were to become successful as an entity in America that produce some change for the better, you will not do it with a negative approach. Don't just let everybody know what you oppose. Start advocating that which you propose, that which you want to see happen. I'm certainly not going to have anybody's ear down there in Washington. I'm the last guy they'd want to talk to, especially after the Fox interview. But there's one thing that's important, and that's our country. Now this great farmer, he said God, family, and country. And if I did one thing wrong, really, I put the government at times before my family. I worked hard. I don't care who it was, I went to bat for them. Now for the news media that's here, I'm going to give them one little thing if they want to use it. There's discussions at this point of me being subpoenaed to Germany in the Demaniak trial. If I am subpoenaed, I'm going. My Freedom of Information Act request proved that John Demaniak was not Ivan the Terrible.